So to eat when sick is feeding the illness. So who basically said that quote? It was Hippocrates, and he is the father of modern medicine. All right, so today what we're gonna focus on is little tips so you can go ahead and prevent cancer, and ultimately so you're just in a healthier state. Okay, so these are for the people who, you know, cancer is kind of hereditary in their family, because most of cancers can be caused through genetics, but majority of cancers happens through lifestyle. All right, so always keep that in mind. So ironically, a lot of people do not know. If you actually look at statistics, the Middle East has the less amount of cancer cases in the whole entire world. But the funny thing is, the Middle East also consumes the most amount of sugar out the entire world. Okay, now if you look at statistics, out of like 357 people in America, out of 100,000 gets cancer a year. And Australia is about 450, which is, and Australians have the highest rate of cancer. Okay, but in the Middle East is only about 90. Okay, so today what we're going to figure out is why exactly that is the case, even though they eat the most amount of sugar. Okay, so why does it matter if you eat a whole bunch of sugar for cancer rates? A lot of people do not know that in order for you to receive cancer in the first place, or for cancer to grow in your body, it needs sugar. Okay, so what basically cancer is damaged mitochondria, and mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, which basically is where all of the energy for you to eat, for me to move, for me to speak, for me to talk, all of this is due to mitochondria and these energy factories that are all in all cells, okay, basically producing ATP. All right, but what happens is when you actually start to get into a cancerous state, your mitochondria is so damaged that now it's not creating ATP. What is using, instead of oxygen, is using sugar. Okay, so it's now, instead of it being an aerobic system, which means with oxygen, okay, that way it can work regularly, it's going to be an anaerobic system, which means now it's going to use something else, okay, which is sugar. Okay, now a lot of people do not know that in order for a cancer cell to grow, it needs insulin. Okay, and what contributes for a spike of insulin in the human body? It's going to be sugar. Okay, the only time insulin is being evoked outside the human body is when you eating a lot of sugar. Okay, now cancer cells have a lot more insulin receptors than the average cell, which means what? It is hogging all the glucose that you're giving it. So if you are eating, let's say, some cereal, right, all your cells is probably only have like 2 or 3 insulin receptors. A cancerous cell has about 10, which means what? If you want to starve off cancer, you need to basically eat less sugar or less carbohydrates. Carbs and sugar is the exact same thing in the human body. And nowadays, majority of the food that we consume are processed foods. Okay, so the reason why the Middle East, ironically, has the least amount of cancer rates is because they actually do something called Ramadan. Everybody knows about Ramadan. Okay, this is a time when they do not eat from sun up, and when the sun sets, then you can go ahead and eat again. But because they're giving their body a month, right, where they are fasting, no food, no drinks, no water, right, they're allowing their body to repair itself. Okay, your body's always doing 2 things. It's either gonna build or can repair. The only time the human body can repair is when you're in a fasted state. Okay, now because they're in a fasted state, their bodies is inducing a process called autophagy. What happens with autophagy is your body's able to repair old proteins and repair old damaged tissues. Okay, so if you're somebody who got, for some odd reason, you're starting to get a little bit more acne, right? You start to feel bad. You start to have more cognitive impairment. You start to have a little bit more brain fog. If you need an injury to heal faster, believe it or not, if you're in a fasted state, your body will be able to repair itself faster than if you sit around the house eating all day. Okay, hence why Hippocrates said in the beginning, when you are feeding yourself, you're feeding the illness if you are sick. Okay, so what you need to do is give your body time to repair its own self. Your body has an innate ability to repair itself. Okay, and it's going to actually repair your immune system when you're in a fasted state as well. Okay, your natural T cells, which are killer cells, your neutrophils, your macrophages, etc. All right, so if you are somebody who's dealing with some sort of sickness, what you need to do is start fasting a little bit more. All right, now 2, the main reason why you don't see a lot of cancer rates in the Middle East is because they don't drink a lot of alcohol. So like I said earlier, the only time a lot of people receive cancer is because of lifestyle habits, okay? And believe it or not, in the Middle East, alcohol is prohibited. Which means what? If they catch you with some alcohol, best believe you're going to jail or they're going to do something worse to you, all right? So because they are not avid drinkers, right? And because only one time a year for 1 month, they are fasting, they are definitely or significantly lowering their chances for them to have any sort of cancer. Okay. So once again, a lot of people just believe, oh man, well, if I got cancer, it's a death wish. And I couldn't do nothing to control it, okay? Because it was genetic. Majority of the time, if you have some cancer, or you're dealing with cancer, is because of lifestyle habits, okay? So once again, the number one reason why the cancer rates are lower in the Middle East is because of they fasting for Ramadan, okay? So like me, I don't do Ramadan, right? But what I do is I do an intermittent fasting window. So that also does the exact same thing. And I do it damn near every single day. That's why I damn near do not get sick, okay? 2, they do not drink alcohol, okay? So if you're somebody who likes alcoholic beverages here and there, you can have it, okay? Just don't have it every single day. It's a total difference between you having it only on the weekends versus you having a glass of wine every single night before you go to sleep, okay? And last but not least, 3, it is smoking. All right. A lot of people do not know, if you are a smoker, right, your chances of getting cancer is 22 times higher than somebody who does not smoke. Okay. And the reason being is because you already know they got chemicals. And I'm not just talking about cigarettes, ladies, or I'm talking about vaping as well, okay, because they got some chemicals in it. And basically, you're breathing in some things that your body's not accustomed to. And when you're breathing in a lot of nicotine and a lot of these chemicals, it's producing something in your body called oxidative stress. And what oxidative stress is, it basically malfunctions your cells. So your cells that was working optimally is not working as efficiently. But then you continue to smoke and you continue to smoke, right? A lot of people just don't hit the vape one time a month. They hit it 300 times a day, right? You're basically making your cells not work as efficiently. And because your cells are not working as efficiently, they're not going to do their job properly. All right. So the things and the antioxidants that are supposed to attack this cancerous cells, right? Because believe it or not, everybody got cancer in their body right now, right? But the thing is, your body's able to contain it, right? It's able to kill it off. But if you still continue to smoke, you still continue to drink, and you're eating wild, you're eating all chips and Doritos and processed foods that did not come from the earth. Somebody had a crate in the lab that has a lot of sugar in it, right? Now you're just giving your body a perfect storm for it to grow cancer. Because cancer thrives off sugar and it needs some oxidative stress or some damaged cells, which happens from alcohol and smoking. All right. So hopefully, as you can see, you feel like you're more in control of your fate. And ironically, majority of minorities or African Americans, we have a lesser rate of cancer, but what we do have is a higher rate in cardiovascular diseases, and that's based off all the foods that we eat. Sugar, all right, processed carbs, all right? So what I need you to do is go ahead and incorporate some form of intermittent fasting if you have the option to, okay? You don't got to do only eat one time a day. You don't got to do a 4-hour window, but the most optimal window will be a 16 to 18-hour window where you are fasting, okay? The human body is not or wasn't made to eat all throughout the day. Why? Because it's the only time in human history where we can get some McDonald's or we can go and don't have to build a fire or kill an animal for us to eat some food, okay? We could just literally hit a button on your phone and food is coming to your door, all right? So make sure you refrain from eating all day. That's the main thing you can do. And, keep alcohol and smoking to a minimum if you can, all right? That's your reset tip of the day. That's going to help you stay snatched and healthy all the time, knowing it's summertime. Talk to y'all soon.